Hey guys, welcome back to the Bucket Think Tank, another round of Comic Run Talk, and we'll get right into it with Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters. So this particular story has a special place in my heart. It really does. Primarily because I actually did enjoy the Capsule Monsters game on PlayStation. The anime, we'll get to that. But anyway, this starts off with the announcement of the Capsule Monsters game, and this is actually pretty fun. Um, there's a new candy. There's this candy. Yugi talks about this candy store here. It's always got crowds around, it, primarily because the new hot thing is Capsule Monsters. We talk about how the game is played like chess. Two players pick five of the best monsters and put them against each other. The monsters fight on an 8x3 game board that's supposed to be the mythical plane, which is sold separately. Of course, it is. And I think a really cool thing about it is until the game starts, all you see are the capsules. All right, and capsules will have numbers on them denoting their level. That's kind of it. And each monster can have its own special powers and whatnot. Yeah, and you can kind of tell this will later be rebranded in some form for Dungeon Dice Monsters. But that's a story for another time. And it's kind of exciting. Yugi's played a little bit of it, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, this is a fun game. The problem with Yugi is pretty much the height of elementary school students, so everyone thinks he's an elementary school student. So anyway, he goes to put some money in. It doesn't take it, so he starts arguing with the machine for a bit, and then old Dentures comes in, causing a scene like, hey, don't mess with the machine. We're up, of course, with the arrival of Kaiba, the Capsule Monster Champion, and we all kind of know who this is. If you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, you know this is Mokuba. And he says, like, hey, Yugi, you're like, you're Yugimoto, aren't you? Yugi has no idea who this is. Like, no, okay, you don't know me. This is the first time we've met, but you know Seto Kaiba. He's my big brother. And the series reminds us that Kaiba is the dual monsters expert, who Yugi totally just ran over in their last game. It was also the last time dual monsters came on the screen. So, yeah. So, Kaiba goes like, my brother's master the games he plays, my hero. I came a little shrimp like you actually beat him. Thought you might be pretty cool, but I guess I was wrong. Yugi notices that the kids all seem to be pretty quiet now. And but anyway, Mokuba says he's pretty good at Capmon, like he won the last tournament. And he's like, so what about you? Yugi's like, well, I'm not that good. Just started playing a while ago. Mokuba says, don't be so modest. And then he has Yugi kidnapped. Like all of those little kids' friends bring out tasers and shotguns. I'm like, what is going on? He takes the machine, the capsule machine, like, hey, here's a stack of money. We're going. It was like, this is it, big brother, you'll be avenged. They go to an abandoned warehouse. And to me, it's like weird. So you're rich, but you hang out in an abandoned warehouse? Where's whatever. So the kids start messing with Yugi more. There's some really ugly little kids, which is just sort of like how these tropes go. One of them goes like, hey, you mess with us, we'll burn your house to the ground. I'm like, what is... One of them's like, that's the necklace is stupid, let's smash it. And that wakes up the other Yugi. He's like, get your filthy hands off the puzzle, you little brats. I'm like, oh my god. And they're freaking out. Goku's like, hold on. My brother told me about it. He says Yugi turns into a different person when he games. I'm like, so what's going on? So it's like he's actively different. So a question is this physical change something only we, the readers, get to see, or something that's actually noticeable? Because up until this point, no one who knows Yugi has seen him transform. All right, Joey and Taya haven't seen it. Tristan nowhere near saw it. So, yeah, that's a big question here. Uh, but Moke was confirming, and even the kids, like, he's not the same anymore. So the voices either got deeper, he has eyeshadow now, even his hair is different. But anyway. And he's like, quit bragging, let's play. So We have specific. We got a standard Battlefield 7. It's the board Mokuba is best at, and Yugi's pretty common. Like use whichever capsules you want. It's fun. Mokuba's like, no, if I use my real collection, you'll just lose. So we'll use this machine and take turns. All right. They'll hand me one. They'll hand you one. Boop boop boop. Totally fair. This turns out to be a lie. Mokuba arranged the whole thing. The machine is rigged, and even dentures was involved. The old man at the toy store. So yeah, so Yugi has a bunch of low level monsters with one level 4, while Mokuba has two fours and three fives. So in other words, in terms of a numbers game, so far it looks like Mokuba has the advantage. So Mokuba's like, well, before we begin, this game needs some danger, make it interesting. If you lose, I cut off your finger with this switchblade. And Yugi's like, okay, but if I win, you have to play a penalty game. So before the game starts, everyone places their pieces anywhere on their side of the field. The only thing your opponent knows about the monsters is the level on the capsule. So the surrounding layout strongly influences the outcome of the game, so experience and instinct are crucial in placement. So the whole point is you know your monsters, you know what they can do, and so you want to place them in a way that gives you the most advantage. Mokuba points out that Yugi's setup is like that of a beginner, so he's not that impressed. I'm personally not that impressed with some of his monster designs, but whatever, especially the Great Pa. But anyway. So, Yugi like him, just so you know, this is a shadow game. And Mokuba's like, yeah, I knew this game would be special. So he starts, which is interesting because that means Mokuba's realized that this game is turning alive and similar to the game Yugi had with Kaiba. So, Yugi sends out his low level monsters and he's like, ha ha ha, I got you, one down, four to go. And, you like, okay, whatever. And he's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, I'm going to teach you the rules of gaming. No matter what the circumstances, act like you have the upper hand. That's rule number one. But I was like, you think you can beat me? Stay cool at all times. That's rule number two. Now we'll go on the offensive. He sends out his level 4 to take out one of Mokuba's level 4s, but now it just sort of devolves. Mokuba's moving further and further ahead, and ultimately, Yugi has one monster left, and Mokuba's like, let's win. I've got 4. You can't fight. There we go. I win. Like, ah. Yugi's like, I've already got my win. All right. Look at the board. All your monsters lined up diagonally. All right. My last monster, the Torigun, it's low level, can't make sharp turns, and it's terrible at close combat, but has one special talent. Once per game, it can defeat any number of enemies, even level 5 ones, in a diagonal super attack. And Moku realized, oh my god, that's what this was about. He sacrificed all the monsters to line all of his up. And Whirlwind Razor Beak Slash goes through, and Yugi goes, hold your trump card till the very end. Rule number 3, remember it well. I'm like, this is this is fun. This is fun. So I lose, like, yep, and now comes the penalty game. And so a giant capsule comes over the head, and Moku like, this is what made my brother go crazy. Like, crazy? But before Moku so he loses, like, my brother's revenge is well underway. The secret project Death Tea is coming. Death Tea! Death Death Tea? The capsule comes him up. He was like, okay, fine, too bad. You aren't a match for me. Think about that while you're trapped in your capsule. Mokuba's freaking out because remember, it's an illusion. That's not really happening. And Yugi goes, we can play again later when you've learned the rules. And that's how the story ends. Ultimately, Capsule Monsters chess is short, sweet, and to the point, as opposed to what we got with Yugi versus Kaiba the first time, which was a pseudo episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. But we'll get the proper episode 1 of that later. Um, this one here sort of shows that Kaiba's not alone, but we also sort of get the same kind of person. In the same way that Kaiba is egotistical and cheats and sort of acts like he's better than everybody, Mokuba does the same. But you get the idea that Mokuba's trying to emulate his big brother. Mokuba even mentioned, like, hey, my brother's a master at every game he plays. So in a lot of ways, he wants to be like Kaiba. That's why he's a Capsule Monsters champ. Like Kaiba, he's won tournaments. So yeah, but Yugi's like, no, let me tell you about what it means, how to actually be a gamer. All right, never lose your cool. Always act like you've got the upper hand, and save your trump card till the very end. All right, those three rules. Mokuba also wants to cheat. Like, Mokuba cannot accept anything less than total victory. Something else he shares in common with Kaiba. Like, Yugi, Yugi Fana said, you can use whichever monsters you want, and it'd be fine. Like, had Mokuba just gone up to Yugi, like, hey, let's play a game. No, instead he has to be like Kaiba and show his ass. And that's what happens. Like, you want to beat Yugi? Don't put any stakes on it. Like, hey, look, if I win, I cut your finger off. Like, fine. And so what happens? You get hurt. You get hurt. Like, he sets it all up. Instead of just going to Yugi, hey, you beat my brother. I want to play you in a game. Go from there. Like, no, I even rigged the machine so I would get all the. Like, what is this? What is any of this? I fundamentally don't get the logic there. But overall, it does sort of show the negative side of competitive games. Like, Yugi himself isn't a competitive player. He really isn't. He's the kind of person who hangs out at the tables and, he'll help you prepare for the tournament. He'll help you with some deck building ideas, but he's not really interested in what is meta or whatnot. He's like, well, no, because players determine the meta. And I'd rather just play a game. That's it. Like, to him, it's all just good fun. But when you put a bullet to his head, you put the gun to his head, he's like, fine, I'm not going to get hurt here. I'll let you get hurt, and I'll do some BS. That's because I didn't want to be here. And that's the entire theme for Yugi. He never wants to be anywhere, except the other Yugi. This one here, he's about embarrassing you because you decided to put him in the hot spot. So, in regards to other stuff here, um, so there's the Capsule Monster Coliseum on the PS2. This game was awesome. I personally loved it. It was really great. I think I was only able to play it like twice though. I just didn't have time after the second run through. I played it like two different times, but it was really cool. Like evolving Dark Magician to Magician of Black Chaos. Yeah, they used the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters because it's obvious. It's the best solution there. Karibo was there because I basically just built Yugi's deck a Yugi deck for Capsule Monsters. There's a mention of Mokuba being really good at Capsule Monsters. Like Capsule Monsters, Mokuba's thing. That's it. Kaiba's only there so he can play so he can play Yugi against it, and you know what'll happen there. Overall, I think it was really good, really fun. I think it's one of my two favorite non-Yu-Gi-Oh games that are Yu-Gi-Oh games. The other one being False Bound Kingdom, and then there's of course is the Capsule Monsters anime, which bears no real resemblance to the actual Capsule Monsters game. It's just Yugi transforming into Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Monster spirits. Like, here's the thing, visually it looks kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, this is a really stupid, stupid filler arc. I'd have rather just gone back to the virtual world for the third time. Let's just do that. We could have just done that, or we could have actually played Capsule Monsters. Let's just do that. I don't know. Um, I don't know anyone who likes this part of the anime. I don't. But anyway, with that in mind, just brings to a close. If you're new to the Bug Think Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button. I'll catch you all later. This is the Bug Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching. As always, may your fandom serve you well.